Hello everybody, this is me, Mark the Guardian. I want to do one video about something that actually catch my eye for the moment, and that is, I've actually kind of inspired when I made the video of, Asians and Hapa's dealing with racism. I want to create somewhat of a follow-up, but this time it actually caught my eye and I posted a link called LGBT minorities, which is actually kind of funny. It sounds very similar. And I'm probably going to get attacked by everybody, but let me clarify something before I say anything. This ain't no attack on people, lesbian, bisexual, gay, lesbian, whatsoever. This ain't an attack on you guys. I remember I had got video strike for that alone when I was speaking up against pedophiles and stuff. So just had to let it be known. I bit my tongue. I'm sorry. So I don't know why I'm getting just some sting in my tongue. But anyways, carrying on. I think I might be allergic, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'm allergic to something. LGBT minorities, I was watching, I was reading something on the Guardian based on this link, and I was quite baffled and shocked to see how it mirrors what I was saying interracial dating. I know this doesn't sound like a hypocritical topic, and I know I'm going to get called out my character for this, but I don't care. It's quite interesting here that there are black gay men and there's white gay men, but it seems like it's more emphasis towards the white LGBT members and stuff. I'm not bashing or gay bashing anybody. I just recognize from the article that actually kind of intrigued me by it. And it's interesting to say the least. I said, wow, I did not know there was LGBT black men that feel that way, that they had to pull a certain way, that they can't really be themselves, which is ironic. I'll be reading a lot of these LGBT pages in the cuts, so I was kind of just do some independent research. I was kind of interested. I thought all these guys were supposed to be so-called independent, were supposed to be proud of themselves. I'm not gay bashing anybody. I was intrigued to say they're proud to be themselves, but suddenly, when it comes to dating outside of race, I don't know how it is, because no disrespect to anybody. Even I'm for interracial dating, but I am not a LGBT person, so I don't know and I can't relate. And just in case anybody think I'm homophobic, I am not, you know what I'm saying? Ironically, I have bought songs from people, rappers, rock and roll artists, country singers, what you name a band, that obviously are, LGBT. Especially the ladies, a lot of them were, no disrespect to them, are lesbians and bisexuals. And I guess, what I'm saying, whatever. I find this article quite intriguing. It mirrors what I was saying about how when whites can date outside of race, you get such high praise and praise and so much more. And that intrigues me, that intrigues me just by the content that alone, despite it's totally different backgrounds, even though the two dudes are gay as well. Sorry, I'm at home and it's not a safe area where I'm at. My apologies. I think I'm allergic to something. My lips starting to swell, my tongue starting to swell. So I'm starting to slur a lot, so I apologize for that again. I do recognize this myself. I think a lot of black men, including myself, is kind of nervous to talk about this topic about thing you advocating, which it is your life, you know what I'm saying? If you are 100% out the closet, then live your life to LGBT minorities and white people too, you know what I'm saying? This ain't race attacking anything. I just recognize this myself. And speaking on text, it's kind of funny. I was actually did research on this, how lesbians are very aggressive towards each other, and I'm kind of noticing that. But it's kind of scary to even make this kind of video topic, because I get tagged by everybody. Just let everybody not get tagged by whites, blacks, straights, gays, whatever. I'm a straight black man myself, but just let it be known. I get tapped with everybody. Cause I guess I'm not a token dude, you know. So I'm not taking no sides with nobody. I look at both sides of the spectrum evenly and equally. And I guess because I run one of the dudes that he himself is gay. He told me straight he was gay. I said, okay, he's a black dude, but I don't put no business up. But he did tell me straight he was gay. But he did say something about me that you're equal opportunity hater. You tag everybody, man, woman, old, young, whatever. Everybody can get it. I started laughing because I was surprised how respectful he came to me. I said, like, I did tell him straight that I'm not into that lifestyle. I'm not into that movement. No disrespect, once again, to the case. Everybody take this to heart, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I was quite compelled to that. And pretty I said share a story too. This happened 10 years ago exactly. I was quite shocked. I didn't know how open these people were, especially come from Atlanta. I don't want to make assumptions that it's kind of open down there in Atlanta. I was actually quite shocked to hear. I think there was at the time I think it was like black couple or something. I think they called swingers or so. It was quite cool. I didn't know they came me. They came me straight. They told them that they both let me know they was both bisexuals or so. Okay, that is TMI. Too much info for me. But I said I was surprised how open and respectful they are towards me. You know what I'm saying? I was kind of shocked by it. I said, whatever, live your life, you know. At the time, I was kind of like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? I made that 10 years ago. But nowadays, you can't say anything bad about anybody, particular groups and stuff, because you get down for hate speech and hate crimes and so much more. And I say, hey, live your life, you know what I'm saying? I have no hate for no man or no woman or anybody, you know. Just don't come to me disrespectful, and that's just universal law, you know what I'm saying? Show respect, you get respect, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel like it's kind of funny though. Ironically, I remember someone had shared this conversation with how insecure black men and black women really are when it comes to sexuality, and I feel at first I was still in my ignorant stages. I was not this open minded to talk about a topic like this. I was still kind of ignorant myself. I guess like I don't agree with the lifestyle or the agenda they pushing on people, you know. But yeah, I was quite baffling how they could say, okay, for example, how there's black women call it downlow brothers, but yet a black woman could openly proud that she's a bisexual. Let's just get this out the way. Hypocrisy is still hypocrisy. Disease are still disease. It doesn't matter if you man or woman, you sleep in both genders, you have a high risk of catching something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being prejudiced or taking sides. I feel both sides, both parties. To me, no disrespect, both need to come out the closet 100%. You can't play switch hitters, you know? And I'm not going to attack the black dudes or black women for that because you're still insecure with yourselves. Please be secure with your sexuality, black men and black women, and also minorities too. Which is kind of funny though. I had to give it to white LGBT community. I had to give that they at least they openly gay or they still in the closet or whatever. I'm not bashing anything. I find it funny. It's 2020. I understand we live in a crisis. We live in unsettling age and time, dealing with police brutality, racism, and sexism and stuff. I know probably a lot of feminists probably gonna attack me as well because I still kind of a lot of ways didn't know that in my Don't Date Certain Mother video. I guess feminists are still mad about that, but I don't care. Yeah. I wish more black men and black women could be true to themselves, But a lot of that must be, I have to admit, it's internalized self-hatred and dealing with racism too, and also sexism. Look what's being promoted in the media, that man and woman have to be real. Black men and black women have to act a particular way, they won't get accepted. Say, for example, they show that black men are hypersexual criminals, or they show that black women in such a degenerate light. I'm just saying, and I apologize to any black men and black women and minorities who think that's okay to be treated that way, which is not, It's disgusting if you ask me. And don't let psychology or the media or even social media brainwash you to hate yourselves, you know? Which is funny. I remember a couple of gay dudes on my channel and stuff told me that you need to be confident to yourself, you know? You need to be true to yourself. And I mean, it's kind of hard to really embrace and accept myself at times as a disabled black man, for example, because my image and the way I'm being perceived at times, and also not besides just looks, but also from a job perspective too. I get discriminated on jobs just because I'm disabled, and also because I'm black too. But that I could relate to some internalized racism and self-hatred too. People of color, also LGBT minorities and people of color in the LGBT communities too. You know, I do recognize your pain and struggle, you know. It took me 10 years to actually kind of realize, hey, you know, people need to be treated with respect, regardless of your background, regardless of what's going on in the bedroom. At the end of the day, the lights go out, everybody's black. Everybody's dark, man. You know, all I gotta say, just get yourselves tested, regardless of your race or sexuality and all that. Get yourself tested. AIDS and gonorrhea and STDs, HIV, they don't discriminate what race or gender or hell even culture you are. Get yourselves tested. That's for both straight and LGBT communities. You know what I'm saying? Be open. You know, it's kind of hard to say that too. I kind of have to realize I'll be kind of hypocritical because I did speak this about therapists and stuff like that, mental health or so. And I feel like because we deal with self-governing negativity and images in the media, also social media, peer pressure is no joke, man. So I do recognize the little people from the LGBT community as well as minorities of LGBT. You know, I just wish y'all just accept each other. Here's something that me and a fellow brother Pedro were talking about. How it's kind of funny. This might be abrasive or something I'd say for what it is, and that is, gays and lesbians don't like the opposite gender, but they try to emulate the opposite gender. For example, no disrespect to the LGBT community, but let's be honest and let's be modest too. How lesbians could pretend to be men, they don't like men, but suddenly you want to emulate being a man. If you hate men, or maybe not make that pre-assumption or anything, but the same for what it is, just put it in context. Yeah, if you hate men, ladies, why do you try so hard to be a man? And vice versa. Why is that okay? I literally deal with it because some of you guys have told me this probably, and I have been taught this for most of my life, that a lot of you don't like women, but you try your hardest to be the woman in a relationship, or you try the hardest to be the man in a relationship. Check yourselves out and realize maybe y'all need to just work it out, man. You guys also have problems too. Nobody's not perfect, straight or LGBT otherwise, you know. And I feel like this dialogue is very refreshing, open, because even for me, it's totally different, you know. Despite it does have race in it, but I do want to recognize, I'm trying my best not to really speak about race too much often, because I know that's kind of like old and kind of abrasive at times, ignorance at times, but that's what most of you guys come from too, you know. I do recognize what the LGBT community and go through. And just in case brothers are attacking me, so man, you're a sellout, man. You're a gin sellout. Why are you taking sides for people? I said, I'm just looking at different sides from different reasons or the different spectrum, you know, sides of every spectrum. I haven't, you know what I'm saying, no alliance to anybody. If people show me respect, cool. If people don't respect, that's cool too. You know, don't respect me. You know what I'm saying? People are people at the end of the day, regardless of your race, gender, nationality. I'm open for dialogue with any and everybody, you know what I'm saying? Those who got an open mind, you know? So I just want to say, look at the article in Guardian, this particular article, which is kind of fascinating to me. I was looking at this also with Hapa's, how people of color in those LGBT communities also don't feel accepted truly themselves, but when they do date outside a race or so, suddenly they become very vibrant and happy. But I don't accept no double standard like that. You know, so if you are who you are, be happy in your own skin, in your own little world, you know what I'm saying? So just want to say thank you all for so much for listening. You know, I do recognize your voices to the LGBT community, which I have to say this woke me up many ages ago, how people of color and so many different communities could literally go out and support the LGBT community. And they have their own businesses. They have their own ecosystem and everything. That actually kind of shocked me, especially in the fashion industry. Even the fashion, yes. Even the fashion industry, people you look up to, man, woman, whatever, runways and all that, plays and so forth, theaters, movies and so forth, are run by the LGBT community. You know, and that's cool. If people feel they want to call me a racist, traitor, or sellout, and all that, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at things from a different perspective, you know, with an open mind. I think what it is, a lot of people just not know how to be open-minded, you know? Well, thank y'all for watching and listening. I'm out.